Hey everybody, I'm going to talk about drawing a female figure today. So here, I always start my drawings with drawing the head, and I start with a circle and then draw lines down from the circle for the jawline. For the neck, I use a cylinder shape, and then I go into this diamond shape that I use that kind of represents the collarbone as well as the shoulders. I'm really big on using the shapes to build the figure up before you really get into any detail. For things like the shoulders, I like to use circles and then cylinders for the upper and lower arms. One of the biggest differences in drawing the female form versus the male form is the waist kind of tapers and then it comes back out with the hips. The hips are wider. And also, depending on the pose that you're trying to draw, you may have limbs, arms, or legs that are covering up other parts of the body. I really recommend drawing all the way through these poses, even if there are things you can't see underneath something else. Draw it just to make sure that you get the proportions correct and that you don't have like a random foot coming out the wrong position or a hand or lower arm coming out the wrong part of the body. I mentioned drawing the shapes and kind of putting them together earlier. Start with the bigger shapes and then work towards the smaller shapes. Now the legs are going to be very similar to the arms in that you have the cylinders for the upper part of the leg and then the lower part in the calf, and the lower part's going to taper much like the forearm does, but the legs are going to be bigger than the arms. I guess not bigger, but wider. Don't forget to keep it loose when you're sketching too, because you might not like some of your original lines, and the looser it is, the easier it is to kind of go in there and just change the lines up, and then you don't really have to commit until you get to the end of the drawing and you've decided which lines you want to go with. Hair is always a difficult thing for me too, so what I try and do is I try and put the hairline on the head first before I start drawing any of the hair, and it's the same thing as it is with the body. You want to start with the big shapes and then work into the details later to make sure that you keep it even. Nothing's out of proportion or just the sides not matching up. Thanks everybody for watching the video, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe for more.